Jeff Miller, life on Earth is, at the very least, about 3.5 billion years old. That's what researchers at UCLA and the University of Wisconsin-Madison have determined through analysis of microscopic fossils found in a rock in Western Australia. These are a primitive, but diverse group of organisms, said J. William Schaff, director of UCLA's Center for the Study of Evolution and the Origin of Life, in a press release. The resulting study looks at 11 microbial specimens from 5 separate taxa. Some of these are long-extinct bacteria and microbes known as archaea, while others resemble microbial life still found on Earth today. Advertisement continue reading below. Skeptics of Schaff's work has been critical of the entire endeavor, claiming his microfossils were in fact oddly shaped minerals that only looked like organisms. It's a challenge that stems from how extremely small the microfossils are. Each one is only about 10 micrometers wide, or 0.00039 inches. The microfossils are small enough that 8 of them could fit within a human hair, and they were all in different parts of the rock, each encased within hard quartz. The University of Wisconsin-Madison was in a position to help with a tool known as a secondary ion mass spectrometer, SIMS. A SIMS provides some of the most sensitive surface analysis possible, able to detect fractions of material in the range of parts per million to parts per billion. The device shoots an ion beam across the surface of an object and analyzes the resulting ejected secondary ions. Even with such a level of detail, it took UW-Madison professors and geoscientists nearly 10 years to figure out how to accurately analyze the microfossils. To get the analysis right, the UW-Madison team had to grind the original sample down as slowly as possible, lest they accidentally destroy the delicate fossils in the process. One geoscientist had to make countless trips up and down the stairs of the department building to personally hand off each microfossil to a technician for polishing. Eventually, the researchers were able to get the SIMS machine to isolate carbon-12 and carbon-13 isotopes within the microfossils. The isotopes, which are carbon atoms with differing numbers of neutrons, were then compared to control samples and different sections of the sample rock. The results were telling. The differences in carbon isotope ratios correlate with their shapes, said John Valley, a geoscience professor at UW-Madison, in a press release. If they're not biological, there is no reason for such a correlation. They see 13:12 ratios are characteristic of biology and metabolic function. There is, however, an interesting dilemma when considering these fossils. They formed during a time when there was likely no oxygen on Earth. Schaff, Valley and their teams at UCLA and UW-Madison believe these tiny creatures instead sustained off methane. Advertisement continue reading below. Both Valley and Schaff are part of the Wisconsin Astrobiology Research Consortium and say that studies like this show how common life could be throughout the universe. If life can survive on methane with no oxygen, perhaps a wide variety of organisms could subsist on many different chemical elements on other planets. People are really interested in when life on Earth first emerged, Valley says. This study was 10 times more time-consuming and more difficult than I first imagined, but it came to fruition because of many dedicated people who have been excited about this since day one. I think a lot more microfossil analyses will be made on samples of Earth and possibly from other planetary bodies. Source: University of Wisconsin.